Let us start a new topic, aviation and space physiology. What is aviation? The word aviation is derived from a Latin word meaning bird. So it deals with flying. It deals with travel by air in an aircraft. So there are some physiological changes happen during journey by aircraft. Let us discuss concept of physics, acceleratory forces. It is due to rapid changes in the velocity and direction of motion in aeroplanes or spacecrafts. It may be simple linear acceleration during the beginning of the flight. It may be simple linear deceleration during landing of the flight, or it may be centrifugal acceleration at every time the flight takes a turn. Now let us go into detail of centrifugal acceleratory forces. Again, physics, it is determined by following equation. F is equal to mv square upon r. We all know this formula very well. Force of centrifugal acceleration increases in proportion to square of velocity, and force of centrifugal acceleration is directly proportional to sharpness of the turn. Now how to measure acceleratory forces? So we are using a unit capital G to measure acceleratory forces. When an aviator is sitting in a seat, the force with which he is pressing against the seat results from pull of the gravity and is equal to his weight. The intensity of this force is said to be plus 1 g. Now, if the aeroplane goes through an outside loop so that the person is held down by his seat belt, and if the force with which he is held down by his seat belt is equal to the weight of his body, then the intensity of this force is said to be minus 1 g. Now let us discuss what happens in positive g forces. What are the effects of positive g forces? In general, when any person, any aviator is going above, means away from earth towards sky, then there will be positive g. Most important effect will be on cardiovascular system, because blood is a liquid, so it can be translocated easily by centrifugal forces. Now when upward direction positive g, obviously due to gravity blood is centrifuged downwards towards lowermost parts of the body. So the pressure in veins of the feet will increase. It may be as high as 450 millimeter of mercury. Acceleratory forces greater than 4 to 6 g causes blackout of the vision and unconsciousness, because brain will not receive adequate amount of the blood. Extremely high acceleratory forces may cause fracture of the vertebra due to compressive forces. Now this graph is showing change in the systolic and diastolic pressure with time due to effect of positive G. Here approximately 3.3 positive G is applied, you can see initially both the systolic blood pressure and the diastolic blood pressure are decreasing. After 10 seconds to 15 seconds, there is gradual rise and then they are maintained at some level. It is due to baroreceptor reflex adjustments. You will learn in cardiovascular system about details of baroreceptors and their functions. Now what about negative G? What are the effects? Now negative G effects are less dramatic acutely but more damaging permanently. Now as there is deceleration, person is going downwards very rapidly. Again blood is a liquid, so it will be translocated, so more force of the blood towards upper parts of the body, so there will be intense momentary hyperemia of the head. There may be psychotic disturbances due to edema of the brain. Cerebral blood pressure may increase up to 300 to 400 millimeter of mercury. Eyes are not protected by the cranium, so temporarily blindness with red out may occur. To avoid it, protection of the body is provided by anti-G suits. So how to protect the body against acceleratory forces? One way is that aviator can tighten his or her abdominal muscles and leans forward to compress the abdomen so that pooling of the blood in the large abdominal vessels is prevented and delaying the onset of blackout. And second way is special anti-G suits. Now these suits are designed in such a way that they apply positive pressure to legs and abdomen. So they compress the vessels of lower limb and abdomen. So pooling of the blood is avoided. So there will be delay in onset of blackout. Effects of linear acceleratory forces in spacecraft. Linear acceleratory forces are more important because it cannot make rapid turn. Now see the graph. Actually, to avoid the problems, here the acceleratory forces are applied in sequential manner. You can see initially a first booster of 9G is given, followed by a second booster of approximately 8G, followed by third little booster, so that body will have some time to adjust to the effects of acceleratory forces. However, even with anti-G suits, semi-reclining position is preferred because body will become transverse to the axis of acceleration, and so the gravity effect or the effect of linear acceleratory forces will be minimized and astronauts can withstand these forces much better. Now there is no atmosphere in the outer space. So inside the spacecraft, artificial atmosphere must be produced. Now to create the artificial atmosphere which is compatible with the life, O2 concentration must remain high. At the same time, CO2 concentration must remain low. Otherwise, there will be problems, there will be suffocation. Then nitrogen concentration must remain 4 times than oxygen concentration. Nitrogen is not essential for life, but as we all know, in our atmosphere, we have 78 to 79 percentage of nitrogen. Now, nitrogen is such a gas that it prevents fire and explosion because of its density. So nitrogen must be there in artificial climate of spacecraft. Now for the space travel lasting more than several months, it is not easy to have new oxygen every time. So we must adopt recycling techniques to produce the oxygen. There are many recycling techniques like electrolysis of the water, use of some algae. So they must be used for longer duration journey. Now we all know there is no gravity in space. Now it will create issues. A person in an orbiting satellite or a non-propelled spacecraft will experience weightlessness. Person will not feel his or her weight due to absence of gravity. This state is also called a state of zero G. While on the earth either we have positive G or negative G during aviation. But here there is zero G. This state is also called microgravity. Remember, here there is total absence of gravity even though it is called microgravity. So person is not drawn towards the sides, towards the bottom or towards the top of the spacecraft. Person will simply floats not in the air but in space. Now God has created human body in such a way that we must need gravity. Without gravity, our physiological functions cannot be maintained. So if any astronaut exposed to microgravity or absence of the gravity, then his or her body will have some problems. It may be simple problems like motion sickness, it may be serious cardiovascular problems. So during the initial few days, motion sickness like nausea, vomiting may happen. There will be translocation of the fluids due to absence of gravity. Then we are not doing any physical work in the spacecraft. Also there is no effect of gravity. So there will be diminished physical activity. What are the effects of prolonged stay? So when astronauts return to the Earth after having a prolonged stay in the space, what happens in their body? There may be decrease in the blood volume. There may be decrease in the red blood cell mass, decrease in the strength of the muscles and work capacity, decrease in maximum cardiac output, loss of calcium and phosphate from the bones as well as bone mass. Now why these changes happen? Obviously in the space gravity is not there, so heart will have to do less force. The heart has to pump with less force of contraction. And there is a rule. If you use any part, there will be increase in the mass of that part. If you will not use any part, there will be decrease in the mass of that part. So the strength of the heart will decrease. Similarly, due to less muscular physical activity as well as due to absence of gravity, the stress on the bones and the muscles will be less in the space. So after returning to the earth, astronaut will find decrease in their physical stamina. Also there is loss of minerals from the bone, so bone may become weak. They are more prone to fracture after returning to the earth. Now functions of the autonomic nervous systems are also disturbed. So some astronauts may experience orthostatic hypotension after returning to the earth. So they cannot stand for prolonged time. otherwise fainting may happen. So after returning to the earth, rehabilitation programs are arranged for them to regain their normal physical activity, to regain their normal cardiovascular functions, and to regain their normal respiratory and other physiological functions. So this was about aviation, space physiology and related physiological changes. Thank you.